Super chat coming in from Jose House to kick off this live NBA mailbag. Says, can you show the starting lineup of the Clippers next season and who are the targets in free agency? So I would assume the starting lineup for the Clippers next season is similar to what it was this season. Patrick Beverley, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. I think Zubats probably starts again. And then maybe I'm pretty sure they would start Landry Shamet in there once again. And I think that's pretty solid. I don't know who their free agency targets are going to be. I think it has to be a point guard. I know they like Rajon Rondo. I think that would be an excellent pickup. But also maybe a guy like a Goran Dragic could kind of change that team as well. So appreciate the super chat, Jose. We'll probably do a whole show breaking down the Clippers free agency targets very soon on this channel. Chas10 says, can the Mavs sign Jae Crowder and the Kings Bogdan Bogdanovic? Hey, I appreciate the super chat. If you want to be like them and get up on the screen, send us your super chats. I think Jae Crowder is a very realistic target for the Dallas Mavericks. In fact, it's one that I have really harped on about the Mavs going out and getting because he is A, a veteran, and B, tough-minded. That's two things the Dallas Mavericks want to get this year, and he's a good shooter. And he knows Rick Carlisle's system. It's a perfect fit. I would sign him to the mid-level exception. Now, Bogdan Bogdanovic gets a little bit tougher because he is a restricted free agent, and when you look at restricted free agents, you got to offer more money to them in free agency. Unfortunately, assuming Tim Hardaway Jr. opts into his deal, the Mavs will probably have about $10 million to play with in free agency, and I just don't think that's enough to get Bogdanovic from the Kings, but I'd like both these guys on the Dallas Mavericks. And you know one thing I do like? Our Dallas Mavericks channel. Go to youtube.com/allthingsmavs. Help me get to 9,000 subscribers. We are under 500 away. We're continuing to grow every single day. It's such an easy link. You just type it in. youtube.com/allthingsmavs. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Make sure you check it out today. I'm doing videos every day on All Things Mavs, so go subscribe today. Sticking with the Mavs here, EG101 says, is Jrue Holiday to the Mavs possible? Now, Jrue Holiday would obviously have to be a trade target because he is not a free agent. I think a trade with the Pelicans would have to involve Maxi Kleber. I think they definitely want a big man. And then if you also are trading for Jrue Holiday, you got to trade away another point guard, probably a Jalen Brunson plus the 18th pick. I don't think it's likely, but I do think it's possible because when you look at where the Pelicans are going with a younger team, Jrue Holiday doesn't fit that bill because he's a 30-year-old point guard. Now, in the Dallas Mavericks, Jrue Holiday would be the perfect fit. He can shoot, he can be a playmaker, and he's an incredible defender. So I love the idea of Jrue Holiday to the Mavs. I'm just not sure what the Pelicans are actually asking for him in a trade. More Mavs trade ideas coming in from Z-Reckless1. PG-13 to the Mavs for Maxi Kleber, 2 first-round picks, and Dorian Finney-Smith. Whew, man. That's tough. So when you look at the first-round picks the Mavs have to offer, here's the biggest problem. They can only offer this year's pick, which is 18th overall, and the next available one that they can trade is 2025. The Clippers have no interest in trading for the 2025 first-round pick. I don't hate this idea on either side. Obviously, you're giving up 2 Maverick fan favorites with Maxey and Dorian Finney-Smith, but it's more than worth it if you're the Mavs. I'm afraid the Clippers say no in this one, but it's a good idea. Keep thinking and keep plugging away at that NBA trade machine. Now, if you're an NBA fan, like I'm sure you are because you're watching today's video, you want to get a brand new NBA jersey. Go to chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. That's jerseys, plural. And make sure you pick up your favorite team or your favorite player today because these are all authentic jerseys and they're all shipping for free for a limited time only from our friends over at Fanatics. Whoever your favorite player, whoever your favorite team is, I promise they have the most authentic jerseys available. And hey, here's the thing. New jerseys are beginning to leak. And with these new jerseys begin to leak in the offseason, you know who's going to be the first one to have them? Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. I've got that link in the comments and in the description of this video. Make sure you go check them out today. Best place to get a good jersey. You don't want to buy the cheap ones that are just going to wither away and then you got to throw them away after about a month of wearing them. No, get the real deal from our friends at Fanatics. Ryan Vasquez coming in with an all caps CP3 for Simmons, Richardson, and future first-round picks. Philadelphia says no. In a heartbeat. Number one, Josh Richardson is good. He's not just like a throwaway player. Sure, he's paid a lot of money, but he's good. Number two, Ben Simmons is a stud. I know the guy can't shoot, but he's still one of the best point guards in the NBA, and he's one of the best defenders in the NBA too. I'm pretty sure he made first-team all-defense because he is one of the greatest defenders right now. And multiple first-round picks? Why are you giving up future assets to get a 36-year-old Chris Paul? OKC does this in a heartbeat. The Philadelphia 76ers, hang up and laugh, and Daryl Morey is just laughing all the way with his new buddy, Elton Brand, over there in Philadelphia, but I appreciate the question. Richard Lee says, would Derrick Rose be a good fit with the Lakers? Great fit. In fact, I think this is definitely an offseason target the Lakers need to go after, and if you want to continue to subscribe or know about what's happening with the Lakers, make sure you subscribe to our Lakers-only channel. Just hit 23,000, by the way. But Derrick Rose could be perfect in Los Angeles. My problem is I don't know what Detroit's asking now, because in the regular season before the trade deadline, they were like, hey, we want a first-round pick. The Lakers weren't willing to do that. Now, if I'm the Lakers, I'm giving up my first-round pick right now, and I'm giving up a guy like a Kyle Kuzma. Sorry, Laker fans. Derrick Rose is going to help you win more right now than Kyle Kuzma is. And speaking of win right now, they are the reigning champions. So let's ask you guys this question. Will the Lakers repeat next year? It is hard to repeat in the NBA. It is very, very difficult to do. But do you think they're going to be able to do it with LeBron James and Anthony Davis back? Type your Y for yes. Type your N for no. I don't think I'm going to give my opinion. I think I'm going to stand pat. I think I'm going to stay on the fence on this one because I really don't know. It just depends on what happens this offseason, but I think there's a good chance they do. They still have the best player in the NBA or second best player depending on how you look at it, and the best big man in Anthony Davis. Let's go to IGEXNUP. I don't even know. It says, what players can the Rockets trade for? Man, not a lot. Here's the problem with the Rockets. Number one, your GM's gone. Daryl Morey's gone, and Daryl Morey was the heart and soul of building that team. Number two, your best trade asset outside of Russell Westbrook and James Harden are guys like Robert Covington and Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is getting paid way too much. Robert Covington is a great player, but he's only going to bring you back a role player like a Robert Covington. So in that case, why do you even trade him? I don't know who the Rockets can trade for. I think you got to get a big man because I think they're done doing the small ball thing now that Steven Silas is in there and Mike D'Antoni's out, but got to go out and get a big man if you're the Houston Rockets at this point. Maybe a Blake Griffin if you want to take on that contract, but I can't see Houston trying to do that. I think you got to try to win with Russ and Harden and not fill up your cap space with a guy like Blake Griffin. Emmanuel Corker says, Hawks trade DeAndre Hunter, the 6th pick, and Brandon Goodwin for DeRozan in the 11th. This feels like a lot for DeMar DeRozan. You're trading for a guy who, yeah, he's going to help you win right now, but Atlanta's not like dead set on winning right now. If they got DeRozan, they're probably in the conversation for like the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, but he's getting paid too much. He can't shoot threes. DeAndre Hunter is a really good player. I know he didn't have an outstanding rookie season, but he's super solid. That 6th pick, I'm all for trading it if you're Atlanta. Trade the 6th pick away, trade down, get a couple more picks, but don't just trade down to 11. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I also don't even know if San Antonio would do this. Actually, yeah, they would. DeAndre Hunter and 6, I think they would do that because I don't think DeMar DeRozan wants to be in San Antonio, and they're not really interested in paying him anymore. I like the idea, Emmanuel. Amit K says, Suns get Chris Paul and Darius Bazley. I can already say no. For Kelly Oubre, Ricky Rubio, 2022nd. What? No, the Thunder hang up and laugh. First of all, Chris Paul is still a good point guard. You're still going to get value for him. The Thunder aren't just going to throw him away just because they don't want to pay him. And Darius Bazley played awesome in the NBA bubble. Like, really, really well. He can play either forward position. He is your prototypical forward right now. And here, you're hoping Darius Bazley ends up like Kelly Oubre, like kind of similar player. Ricky Rubio is just a downgrade from Chris Paul. And who wants a 2022 second-round pick? Absolutely not. Oklahoma City hangs up on that one, but keep trying. That ain't going to get it done. All right, let me ask you this question. Who do you think the best player to change teams is going to be this offseason, whether it's trade or free agency? Whoever you got, shout them out down in the comment section in the live chat. I think a guy like Chris Paul, like we just talked about, could definitely be one of those guys. Aaron Gordon of the Orlando Magic could definitely be on the move. Victor Oladipo of the Indiana Pacers. Maybe you want to throw Bradley Beal out there, although I don't think he's going to get traded. I don't think Washington wants to give him away. Brandon Ingram is a restricted free agent who could look to leave, although New Orleans is probably going to pay him the max. But let me know, best player you think is going to change teams this offseason? Preto coming up with the question says, Fred VanVleet sign and trade to the Sixers for Al Horford and the 21st pick. I think Toronto would consider it if they lose Ibaka and Marc Gasol, which they're probably going to lose Marc Gasol. I don't think he's going to try to play a whole lot more in the NBA. I don't think so. Fred VanVleet's really, really good. And 21 in this draft isn't going to get you a guy of Fred VanVleet's caliber. So I think Toronto says no on this one, but it's at least interesting. Look, Al Horford's contract is bad, and they're going to look to dump it. I just don't think you're going to be able to trade it for Fred VanVleet. El Robo Rick coming in with the super chat says, Suns get Kyle Kuzma, the Lakers get gummy bears. Maybe like half a pack of gummy bears. No, I think, yeah, producer Sam says the Suns say no. They want to hold on to their gummy bears. No, listen, Kyle Kuzma still is a good player, and he's still going to bring you back value because he's so young. But I will say, a lot of people overvalue how good Kyle Kuzma is. He's not going to get you that much in the open market, but he'll definitely get you more than a pack of gummy bears. Brandon Terry says, who would be the best fit for the Thunder head coach? So I actually talked to a few of my Thunder fans. I guess I can call them Thunder buddies. My Thunder buddies last night, and I talked to them for a little while. And I was like, guys, what are you doing? You're the only team that hasn't hired a head coach. What's going on? They all responded and said, I want to lose 82 games next year. I don't want to win a single game. I want the number one pick in the draft. So they do not care who their head coach is next year. That's why they let Billy Donovan walk. I've seen names like Antonio Daniels thrown out there, although he was more of a commentator for the Thunder last year. And I also saw Mo Cheeks, which I think Mo Cheeks would be good if they bring him in and commit to him long term. I don't really know. I don't think the Thunder are really set on winning games next year. The only reason they would try to win games is if Chris Paul comes back. But if Chris Paul comes back and they don't have a head coach, I don't know what they're going to do. I've also seen someone say, hey, let Chris Paul be a player coach. I don't think those exist anymore. But, hey, if someone's going to do it, I guess it could be Chris Paul. Let's go to Clay Putoff. Says, how does this sound? Move Jokic to the 4 if Jeremy Grant leaves and trade Mason Plumlee for Brook Lopez. Bol becomes a backup 5. So, problem is Mason Plumlee's a free agent, so it'd have to be a sign and trade, number one. And I also don't think Mason Plumlee for Brook Lopez is a very fair swap because Brook Lopez is one of the best shooting big men in the NBA, and he also was a really good rim protector for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Bucks say no in that situation. And also Bol as the backup 5. Listen, he was super fun to watch. He's still coming around, but he's got a long way to go before he's getting like 20 minutes a night in the NBA. So we'll have to wait and see. But I like the idea of playing Bol more, but maybe not that much more. Now, if you're an NBA fan, you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what you're doing because we got the draft coming up in less than a month, like literally almost, 2-3 weeks now at this point. We got NBA offseason coming up probably in December for all we know. And then we got the NBA regular season starting right back up in the middle of December. So you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed, and you're going to want to make sure you turn on those notifications because if your notifications aren't on, you're going to lose a lot of content that we're putting out and a lot of videos that we're putting out. So youtube.com/chatsportstv. Make sure you subscribe to Chat Sports today.